Hey everybody, it's Dr. Palmer. I just wanted to do a screencast with you and go over the Global Virtual Stock Exchange stock market game. If you go to your Nika account and you click on over here on the side is your table of contents. If you click on the Global Virtual Stock Exchange button, you have the instructions. However, I had some technical glitches with another class, but that should be resolved, and I'm going to show you some ways that your team can get registered if you're not already registered. There's two different ways, and I have that here. I've given you a link here that kind of takes you through the process, but your best bet, just to make sure, you can see it says BT 106 Spring 2015 face-to-face class. There's another option for you. You can also just simply click here and go to register now and select your currency, and I'm just gonna do create a username. This is going to be your unique creative identifying team name. So you're going to register, the team leader is going to register. And then put in your email address. You can create a new one or use an existing one. You know, nowadays you can create 10, 15 email addresses for one account. But these are just some questions that the advertisers want to know, just to kind of see what type of people are using this program. Do you currently have a brokerage account? You could just put no. If you have one, you can put yes. Do you plan on opening one? Probably need to, but I'm not. Probably not going to. Let's see here. Reason for joining, and then 155. You do the caption there. So the team leader does all this for the group, and then click register. And then from this page, all you do is click here to log in. Then you're going to log in. It says log me in. And then once you get logged in, so remember, this is pretty much essentially the team leader does for the group, right? And I know some of the groups changed, and but you should know which group you're in. If you still don't know which group you're in by tomorrow, let me know, and we'll probably need to go over that anyways if we have time tomorrow, because the old announcement, as you can see, the announcement that contains, just to kind of backtrack for 1 second, put this in student view, and it was over here. So there's always changes to this. When I create teams, there's always changes that happen due to people dropping the course, or me dropping them for them missing too many classes, or whatever the case may be. So you know, there's always changes. So we kind of probably do need to review this again and make sure and get the teams nailed down. But even with this still being out there in an announcement section like it is, the original teams, as long as you know what team you're in, I mean, that's the main thing, for you to be in a team and to know your team number and who your teammates are. And if you've got that down, then don't worry about, you know, this document. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so let's try to take some time tomorrow just to kind of finalize that if we have time. But getting back to this, oops. Okay, so once you kind of just go to this website on your own, and you've registered and created a login, and then you go join new challenge. Join new challenge, and you will see all the tournaments, you know, all the people that are, you know, scrummaging and playing this game. Okay, so then just do a search for BTE and go, and yours is actually, I've got 2 tournaments going on, and yours will be the first one. It says, you know, it's kind of jacked up the way they kind of twist the words. But anyways, it's BTE 106 Spring 2015 face-to-face class, and then you would join. Okay. Let's see what happens when we join. Let's make sure okay, here we go. Okay, let's do a search for BTE again and see if it says 11. What? Let's see here. What happened there? Join new challenge. BTE. Well, I don't know why it's not showing your class right now, but anyways, that's the steps and how you do it. Once I get off the screencast, I'll probably try to go through it again, but something I shouldn't have backed out of it whenever I hit join, but that's how you do it. But anyways, I wanted to show you this. You have an FAQ section, you have a contact us section. I would recommend for any technical questions that you have for you to call this number 514-871-2222 and hit option 1. It's kind of misleading because it says if you need tech support or something like that, hit option 1. But then it says if you're a registered student or instructor or professor, hit option 2. So you automatically think, well, wow, I need to hit option 2. You know, I've registered for the, for the game. And but I'll tell you now, don't hit option 2. It'll take you to a voicemail. So just hit option 1 and somebody should definitely pick up at that point. So I wanted to show you that, and there's something else I want to show you too that I don't have in your class yet, but I will put that in there like right now. There's actually a video, and let me get this for you really quickly. There's actually a video that kind of shows you how to trade stocks. It's a tutorial video, and I'm going to put this in your course right now. And then, let's see here. Let me get out a student view. Let me edit this, and let me put in this link. And I'll tell you, and I'm just going to kind of bold that so you'll know that that's. So now when we go back into student view, you actually have a video, but don't get confused because once you click on the video, it's going to take you to
stocks on stock track.
It's stock track.
Menu and then click on stocks.
So, but what I want you to know about this website, the Global Virtual Stock Exchange people, they recommended this training video to kind of show you how to trade stock on their software. So even though it says stock track, it still pertains to this game. Okay. Let's see here. So you have that. And just really quickly, just kind of the bulk of the game, they're just keep in mind you're gonna have to figure out how you want to communicate with your team members to make trading decisions or stock decisions. So ever how you want to do that, before or after class. Sometimes I try to give you time in class, but we're always like running out. We run out of time quite a bit. But so you're going to have to communicate with your team members, either via email, text, phone, before or after class, or any other way that you want to communicate. So the game is still going to start on this Monday. So 6 days from now, the game will start. You'll need to invest a total of $1 million in at least 6 stocks listed in the global stock market game. So one of the key decisions that you're going to have to decide with your group is, hey, what stocks do we want to invest in? The thing is, this is international trading. Yahoo Finance is not a bad website to go to for like just looking up ticker information, like if you wanted to look up Walmart. You see there's ticker symbols WAL. So the only question I have, right, is I'm not sure if Yahoo Finance gives international ticker information. However, on the Global Virtual Stock Exchange website, I mean, you will be able to, let me just exit out some of this stuff. You know, you will be able to exit, excuse me, you will be able to, my cat's meowing because the door's closed. So if y'all hear her, that's what's going on. You will be able to still see all the different global stocks. So my suggestion is that if you see a global stock that you like and the ticker symbol, you could kind of Google it. Or obviously you could probably, you know, there's a possibility that you could Google global stock tickers, world stock index. So there's, you know, I'm a big advocate about researching and finding information out on the internet. I mean, the internet is a valuable resource. Obviously, you've got to pick and choose your obviously you've got to pick and choose your websites and make sure they're a reputable website. But anyways, give me 1 second, please. Let me open the door for my cat before she meows her head off. There. Okay. So, you know, I'm giving you some options. Oops, sorry about that. So, for you to figure out what stocks you want to trade in. So, got to find 6 and invest $1 million in those 6. So you have to figure out how much is the stock selling for, how many shares do we want to buy. You want to invest your whole million that one day. Then you're going to track your stocks 3 times per week and list the closing price, you know, $25.60, you know. And you're going to be preparing a graph of the closing price for each stock. Your team, you need to at least buy and sell 5 different stocks. On this tracking, okay, so you're going to be planning for nearly 2 months. Track your stocks 3 times per week through April 20th. For each of these weeks, list the closing price in dollars and cents. So if you can do like in a spreadsheet, for example, you could track on 3 times per week, you know, and have like, you could open a spreadsheet and you could have something like, you know, put the date in one of the columns, 02 slash, you know, 20, with the name of the stock and what it closed price. So, you know, you could track it in a spreadsheet, but for your reporting and things like that, in your Prezi presentation, you know, I'm going to give you some leeway of how you want to display. I mean, it would be good to at least have a weekly, you know, chart view of a closing price on the stocks. However, that's a lot of graph, right? So get creative. With number 3, you know, I'm going to give you some leeway on that. Get creative with how you want to graphically show closing prices for your each of your stock. Because again, if you've invested in 6 stocks and you're tracking them 3 times per week and you're listing the closing prices, I mean, if you did individuals, I mean, you could have as many as nearly 20 graphs per week. And if we're doing, you know, nearly 8 weeks, that's nearly 160 graphs. Or you can figure out your graph in a different way. I mean, when you're preparing a graph, you know, in Microsoft Word, you have to label your y-axis and your x-axis. So you could maybe have each point be a week and kind of do it that way. So just for number 3, you know, get creative and try to figure out how you can use the least amount of graphs, but it shows the most amount of information. So that's kind of the trick to that. Okay. And then on April 20th, you're going to sell off your stock. Detailed records of buy and sell transactions. Prezi presentation. Okay. So I just wanted to kind of go over that. If you have any other questions, about the game, please let me know, tomorrow in class or send me an email. I also wanted to look at this lab activity. We've talked a little bit about it in class already. Actually, we went over it pretty much in detail yesterday, but if you still have any questions on what to do, remember the Poplet is just is a visual storyteller. So I just want you to visually tell me about your experience. If you're unable to do impromptu interviews with anyone there, then you're just going to observe yourself and give me the analysis. However, I would do a little research with some of the supporting documents that I've given you. That way you can at least kind of compare the old Wendy's to the new Wendy's, the old Olive Garden to the new Olive Garden. Olive Garden's got a lot of commercials running right now, and I mean their new Olive Garden logo is really different than their old one. So their signage, their outdoor signage, all of that stuff has changed, and that's why I wanted you to stay with these three restaurants only, because these three are the ones that are in the news, and they have been for a while, as you'll see on some of the articles that you find, that they've been in the news now for a few years on the changes they've been made. And I don't really know of any restaurant that are doing like marketing overhauls. And marketing is, we're gonna get to market. This is leading up to some of the marketing that we're gonna be studying in the class. So once we get to that section, you will have been exposed to it with this activity. So anyways, if you have any questions about that, just let me know. I just wanted to kind of go over the this assignment and also the game, because I know I had I've been getting a couple of questions on it, am I signed up correctly and things like that. Those type of questions, again, really need to be directed to the technical support people, but just make sure you're choosing option 1, because if not, then you won't get anybody. So if you're not sure if you're registered or not, or if you didn't register correctly, then call them and ask them, hey, this is the name of my tournament is BTE 106 Spring 2015 face to face. You're gonna have to give them that information for them to look it up. And let them, verify that you did definitely register correctly. All right, well, I will see you all tomorrow. Hopefully you are checking your emails every day, as I, requested that you do, and so you'll get this information before tomorrow. All right, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you then. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.